And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
On play action, it's Carr. They'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Carr. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. To throw, it's Carr. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep, Ray McCloud. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Ooh, the juke. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trey Lance.
And just think about what his ceiling in the NFL could be, because when you go back to his 1 collegiate season as a starter, the full season, he went undefeated, didn't throw an interception, and ran for over 1,000 yards as well. When you see him hit the field, you see a possible superstar in the making.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. First carry for Elijah Mitchell. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. They'll get this down to the 38. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On play action, Lance. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Now a play fake. Lance. And it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are on the board first here in Vegas. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. McCarr finding his former college teammate Adams there for the Raider first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Carr now on 1st down. The throw taken in by Cole. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 49ers 44-yard line.
Carr to throw again. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
4th and short in this part of the field. You just notice special teams coordinators rallying the team saying, watch the fake with Brandon. Don't they usually say that on every punting situation?
Oh, yeah, they can be up 40 in the 4th quarter. That's their job. They scream that every time.
And this time, though, his team locked in, and they were well aware that it truly was a situation that they could fake it. And they were ready for it and stopped it.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Lance. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going They run over center with Mitchell, and he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Lance looking to throw it. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. They'll roll him out right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
I think he tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. 4th down field goal try coming, so Lance is off, and on comes Robbie Gould. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Carr now to throw. And it's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And that will come from the offense as they take over.
Well, we're probably not the first, but all of us at EA Sports certainly want to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous new year. And as a celebration of that, a big slate of NFL games on this Sunday, Week 17. Second to last weekend with the NFL docket. Later tonight, the battle for Los Angeles, Rams and Chargers, 5:15 Pacific at SoFi. And then on Monday night, Charles and I are on to Cincinnati. Bills and Bengals, two cold-weather teams in what will be a frigid Paul Brown Stadium.
On second down, McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line.
The Lance going to throw.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stats going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
Forced out to his left.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
And the Raiders pick it up. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. In the locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And Charles, they pointed to that this week, saying that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap. So it's not just a matter of getting to the quarterback and knocking the ball free. They're trying to read when that ball's going to come free. As soon as those hands separate to throw the ball, they want to be there and have a chance to knock it out.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup.
From the 45 on second down, Carr. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. And just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Raiders nothing.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Carr's pass complete to Darren Waller. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Here's Carr. Buying time to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Here's McLeod on the return.
And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, San Francisco.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
This one caught by Kittle. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's a gain of 35.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime.
He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Lance on the keeper.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. McCaffrey. He's going to be marked down very close to the first down marker, but it looks like he's a yard short. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
An 18-yard attempt.
The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half.
And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down.
Now Carr. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs.
Yeah, this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the first down right near the 24. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he's on to punt for Vegas. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 2nd down and 4, Lance being chased out left. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
From midfield, here's Lance.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 3 on what should be the final play of the first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a busy Week 17 of the regular season, so let's get right to it. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead in that one. The Seahawks trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we'll take the trip east to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Adam Thielen, a touchdown reception. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Hollywood Marquise Brown, a touchdown catch in the victory. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the 27, Lance complete to the tight end Kittle over the middle of the field. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and inches.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
We've seen the running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
On first down, Lance completes it to Jennings. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Complete to Jawan Jennings. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance, this one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3.
On 2nd and 7, Lance. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 26. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The end result, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
They'll run with Mitchell.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
It's a loss of 5. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Once more with Mitchell.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Lance now on 3rd and goal.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Fourth down field goal try coming, so Lance is off, and on comes Robbie Gould.
From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Gould is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
A gain of 6. And a Raider.
Carr going to throw. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit. Give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that that call now might get the fans back into this one.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And the 49ers settling in for their next drive.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
First down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Jacobs, the ball carrier. He was brought down at his 49-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cole. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 40. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Carr going to get this to Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 2nd down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Carr. Working the middle here. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. They're the 49ers getting set to trot out there.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. They'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28.
The tackle made by Jayon Brown.
On 2nd and 9. Lance. Open man is Samuel. Complete. Shedding the tackle that gives him some room. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Niners are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
That was a pretty impressive touchdown play. Those broken tackles, those weren't easy to get by.
No, they really weren't. And they've had trouble tackling throughout this ball game. But on this particular play, how about that move? Or I should say moves with an S. Because I don't care if you were a great tackler. You had trouble getting him on the ground on that play.
Gold with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Raiders nothing.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Raiders offense ready to go. And their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carr. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, nice move. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. The Niners on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Lance to throw it. It returns it right back to Samuel. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
If this were baseball, we call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do that? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this is going to be 49er football. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Gold to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Catch made, it's Moreau. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Again, it's Carr. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, We've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
Lance going to try and throw on third down here. Complete. And the ball is knocked out. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Las Vegas' offense back out there, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Now, during that run, an injury here. They got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And some room to run now. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Delay of game, offense.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
They run over center with Mitchell.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 2nd down.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. And it's 3rd down.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
And didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for San Francisco,
they get a critical 10th win on the year with 1 game left to go.